future, but we'll see. Yeah, huge fan. If you have not yet seen, I know that there's a lot of people who have a lot of opinions on SNL. This is not political. It's sushi through a hole in the wall. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Don't leave.
SGH on my app. All right. It's so good. Don't leave. Where you going?
Someone in the comments said, no one ever talks about the fact that Lonely Island actually has legit beats.
Oh,
like
yeah,
they
dude.
are so
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, those guys, and I love that. That's like a whole deal. I don't know what Andy Samberg does with his free time right now, but I hope he enjoys it because man deserves it. I love that stuff. Love that. I'm looking forward as we get to Halloween. Will David Pumpkins come back? We'll see. You know what I mean? You don't think so?
No, it's gotta, as long as Tom Hanks is alive.
That's the thing. It's like the over under on him showing up. You think it'll happen?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
In some capacity, it might be like I don't know if they've done this before, but it might just be like a regular SNL sketch, and then out the window is David S. Pumpkins, just like
check the box, check the box and move and keep going. Yeah, no, that could be super fun. Of course, they'll probably fumble the ball and create his kid and try something stupid, so Tom Hanks doesn't have to do it anymore. Like Timothée Chalamet will be the guy, and they'll be like, "I'm David Pumpkins' son," and you're like, you ruined it.
Nope.
It's too bad. But with Halloween coming, I wanted to talk about this before we get into the bigger topic. Every year we would put out this list of the best and worst, well, probably best Halloween movies.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, Remy, 100% serious, because I feel like we used to troll with the list. The whole thing about any social media post, I don't know if you've realized this, is that it is literally fucking with you. It's literally there to mess with you. When we would put this list together, it was obviously to make someone go, what? So it would always have Hocus Pocus at the top. I want to ask you to be 100% honest.
Yes.
Do you think that Hocus Pocus is the best Halloween movie of all time?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yes, with confidence.
I would say this, that Hocus Pocus 2 is in the top 5.
So that's okay. So remember when I said trolling?
I have not watched any other Halloween movies except for, if you really want to put this in the category at this point, Agatha All Along. We've been watching that. That would be the only other like Halloween kind of movie that I've watched and intentionally put on, is either Hocus Pocus or Hocus Pocus 2, because it is a vibe. So
I'm with you. Although I still don't think I've seen the movie. Can't say it's one that I'm like, I want to watch this.
Well, have you watched any Halloween movies thus far?
Yeah, Beetlejuice. I saw Beetlejuice 2. Beetlejuice is one that I think, for me, Beetlejuice is top tier Halloween. And it's like a couple of things. Like, this is the season for Beetlejuice, right? Like, come November, Beetlejuice go bye-bye. Nightmare Before Christmas, November. You know what I mean? That's kind of that's the bridge of the gap from Halloween to Christmas for me. So like November, Nightmare Before Christmas. What a great transition. Tim Burton. Batman. No, I'm just kidding. I was just thinking of another Tim Burton film. But yeah, I would say Beetlejuice probably my top tier. And then the second category is horror. Like, is Saw a great Halloween movie? No, but if you're looking to get scared, yeah. You know what I mean? If you want a scary movie, different story. Like, I think there are Halloween movies and then there are scary movies. So what would you, I know you said you haven't seen any or don't really watch any other Halloween content at this moment, but if you had to rank the best scary movie, what would that be?
My favorite scary movie is Scream. The original.
Scream. The original. Mm-hmm.
That, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I think I'm not a big horror fan. I'm not a big, like, let's go watch The Shining or let's go, watch Poltergeist. I'm not a big fan of those movies, but I feel like the movies that were kind of introduced, the horror movies that were introduced to me in my formative years of, like, the teenage years, for whatever reason, those still, I can still watch those and know that I'm not going to go to sleep that night and also live them. So, yeah, I would say Scream, and I know What You Did Last Summer. I know those are soft, but
no, not at all, not at all. Like, I was just thinking, like, because there's your Nightmare on Elm Streets and your Friday the 13th and your Halloweens, but then if I had to think of like the scariest movie that hits me, and I remember I was driving to see my parents last weekend, behind the truck that had all the tubes on it, You know what I'm talking about? Final Destination.
Final Destination,
The
yeah.
scene where there's so many things in that movie. That one was one that got me. Like that was because it's life. Life is the murderer in that movie.
Yep.
It's not a
Yep.
guy with a glove or a machete. It's just everyday life.
Yep.
I was just on the highway over the weekend and thought of that movie, and I feel like it's got to be one of those that are up at the top. I remember it so much. We I don't know how in fourth grade, but this is the generational gap that I think you'll see. In fourth grade, our teacher showed us Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, it was back. First off, shout out to Mr. Hensler, Stone Elementary.
I'm sure the
Saginaw,
parent
Michigan.
permission slip was signed and everything.
Permission slip?
Right? Yeah.
Please, bro. This guy was like, "What do you guys want to watch?" And the kids said Nightmare on Elm Street, and he was like, "All right," and that was it.
Yeah.
So we watched it, and I remember being scared out of my mind. Like, I don't know. Have you seen any Nightmare on Elm Streets? Like, this is the one where the guy, the veins. It was, I think it was Dream Warriors. The veins come out, and Freddy's like puppeteering with the guys. It's obviously traumatizing.
Yeah.
I remember it vividly from
Nice.
school.
Yeah. I think the craziest thing we ever watched was in high school. We watched Saving Private Ryan, and that was like a take this home, get this signed by your parents, because the first like 15 minutes of that is like people carrying their arms and legs around.
Yeah,
beach,
yeah.
you know?
But it was educational. Maybe not so much.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much on the. I mean, we learned a lot about anatomy as well when Freddy did what he did, but in different ways. All right, I want, we're in this world, and I know every October we would have these questions, we would have these topics when we would, do the show. So I wanted to actually pick your brain on that. So you sticking by it. When I thought we were trolling, Remy was serious.
I was serious.
This tracks.
And when we get to Christmas, it'll be Home Alone 2 as the #1 Christmas movie of all time.
Okay, well, we'll skip it. We'll just move right past that topic. No, and feel free if you want to share your favorite Halloween movie, of course. And we can go Halloween and we can go scary if you want in the comments. We can talk about those coming up. Maybe.
I'll also say that candy corn is the shit. I love that. I love that stuff. And after you had left, Casey and I had a communal candy corn dish in the studio, and I ate so much candy corn on a daily basis. It was not healthy, but it's so good. And the pumpkins pack a lot of punch, and I appreciate those. So
candy corn pumpkins, is that what you mean?
we can't. Yeah, we can't get out of this conversation without some sort of cheesy, corny radio thing. And, every radio station right now in America has is candy corn good or not on their Facebook page.
Is that the question right now? I guess, yeah, it is that time. That's kind of why I'm mentioning it right now, right? It's like, yeah, 'tis the season. You got 1 month, the whole year, to talk about the words candy corn.
Yep.
It's garbage, and there's nothing else that we need to say. And I heard if you mix it with peanuts, it tastes like a payday.
Dude, I'm going to go try that today.
That's crazy.
Ma, get the peanuts!